Now, we're already 9 days into the new year, 2025. Tell you what, a lot of things have already taken place. And to tell you that this is the second edition of Temidlalo for the year 2025. Hello and welcome and Happy New Year once again to wherever you are in the kingdom. To tell you that we're just going to be focusing on some of the activities that are already underway in sporting activities and what to expect when it comes to this year as well. To start things with, the Eswatini Athletic Association this coming weekend, there is some activities that will be held. So we'll have a chat through Zoom link with the Eswatini Athletic Association president, that is Zakere Dlamini, just to have the ideas of what they are trying to do as an association. What can we expect in this year's preparations and other things also that will be taking place over the weekend. Otherwise, in one way of ensuring that we have the future of Nobuhle, someone who can replace Nobuhle Dlamini in the sport. There is Kaila Zwane, the daughter of the well-known Meshak Zwane in the golf industry. At the age of 13, she's doing wonders. Can you imagine being coached by her own dad and also excel? So we'll have, an exclusive insight about her, what she's doing, and how far she's willing to go. Otherwise, Eswatini Olympic Commonwealth Games Association have declared this year, or the upcoming year, or the next coming years, as a preparations to ensure that the Olympic Center becomes one of the high-performance centers in the kingdom. So we've been most of the time sending our athletes in neighboring countries. So it's high time we brought our own athletes in the backyard. Now, we also touch on other issues pertaining to football, where the Eswatini Football Association Technical Director, Mr. Boy Bizam Konda, has highlighted the crisis that is faced by the local football, be it at a national team level, be it at club level, where he believes that if we don't call football in Daba, if we don't come together and discuss the issues, sponsors will be disappearing soon. But one would not forget the heavy conditions, the heavy rain conditions that are being affected by the Kingdom of Eswatini so recently. That has affected different places in terms of what people are doing, but also the sports fraternity. These are some of the courts that are empty at the moment as activities are being on hold due to the rainy conditions that are being faced as a kingdom. So you can imagine what it means. Now, a roundup for the first round of the M10 Premier League is this coming weekend. Who walks away with the first round carrot? We're yet to find out through the fixture that we'll be looking at with the one titanic clash between Green Mamba at the top of the Royal Leopards at the top of the log alongside Green Mamba. Otherwise, in the company of our in-house analyst Ndadla Dlamini, sivusele Nkosi.
Yabonga sibalo wami ngivusele na umbukeli we-Eswatini TV loyal viewer. Siyabonga kusubuyile ku honeymoon. Siyabonga ku 2025 ubuyile for the first time.
It's in summer viewers. Yes.
Yeah, ngicabanga ukuthi Fabrice kungilesine sikhuluma dona tindzaba temidlalo.
Yes.
Leti tsinze nje tonke temidlalo yesibonile ukuthi mhlambe kusaqala umnyaka ama activities asengabi manyenti kanganani nalokuthi ke litulu belina but ke athletics Eswatini bafuna kuyivula lenkundla this coming weekend. Ngicabanga ukuthi into lenhle leyo kubadlali abancane noma kutingijimi letsethincane.
Usakhuluma kubadlali abancane noma setigijimi netincane. Already we are joined through Zoom link by the Eswatini Athletic Association president, that is Zakele Dlamini. He's the president. He happens to be the vice president of the EOGA. He also serves at SADC level, so he has a vast experience when it comes to what we're doing as a country. Sikuvusele Nkosi, siphinde sithole ithuba sikufisela umnyaka omusha.
Kusele Fabrice and Master the studio nabo bonke lapho kufika khona.
Tukhanye ngiyacela nje ukuthi la khona uzame ukukhanyisa ukuthi sikubone kahle bangaze bazithi maybe the new year you are doing things differently. Try to adjust the light so that we're able to see you. Ngosi nangu umnyaka suyaqala 2025. I think you are one of the association esingasho ukuthi already you are hitting the ground running. Activities expected this coming weekend. Just highlight a few details, Ngosi, about what can we expect on Saturday.
Yes, it is true. Saturday activity for 2025 athletics Eswatini yaqala njengoba sowushilo. You all know ukuthi in July kune region 5 competitions in Namibia, and athletics is one of the sporting codes that is expected to participate, and therefore due to timelines from the organizers of the event, which is done by Sports Council in conjunction with Olympic Committee. We are expected to submit the athletes that would make the grade by the end of this month in January, because there are a lot of activities that are involved before the games in question. Yekuqala lapho khona sizabe selector the athletes that would carry the country's flag to Namibia in July. And we're expecting athletes that are coming from clubs, because this is a competition which will participate clubs under athletics. And we've got age limit, corner based on the organizers, which is athletes that were born in January 2007 up to 2009. So those are the only athletes that will be participating on Saturday.
Ngiyaive selection here Ngosi, in terms of the target, you're looking at the youth mostly. Ngiyathi ukuthi mina nginayo khona takungeta on that, but nisaba selector, if you look at the age category in the group ukusho ukuthi vele bancane, nisaba mixa le, the selection will be conducted and everything. What is the target? What do you want to go and achieve at the Region 5?
Our vision is clear. We link or align a vision yet as a federation with other stakeholders. And I think with our Kumbula statement, Samis at December, I said to our stakeholders, soon we'll be launching a strategic plan that is aligned with the soon to be launched by Olympic Committee, but already Olympic Committee is in line with launch a high performance strategy. And not as a federation, being a member of the Olympic Committee, we have to align. So competition it aligns with our vision that we also aspire to see athletes that would do a podium finish in the big games like the Commonwealth Games, like the Olympic Games 2032, 2036. So having athletes we are pursuing the goal here as a federation in line with our stakeholders like the Olympic Committee and Sports Council.
I think the bigger question now, I might have the answers maybe on behalf of the viewer at home, because the bigger question is, Simbonile Subsiso Matsenjwa Swaziport, one would say hanging the boot. I don't know if it's said in athletics, but what would say?
Spikes.
Yeah, spikes, yes. Yeah, that's a good one, yes. 2024, one can confirm it was his last year competing internationally. But can we say, that will be taken to Region 5? This is in preparations to get the new Swaziports of tomorrow.
Definitely, but last year, if you will recall, through the Ministry of Sport and Sports Council, we launched the Tingunda Talent Search, which was part of a program here to identify more athletes that would come after the so-called athletes that you are referring to, Mospusiso Matsenjwa and Bobongi. So we are done with that program and we have identified the athletes. Hence, the executive board last year in its last meeting resolved even to issue a circular to EMA clubs to say this year from January 1, we're expecting clubs to have, like those that are affiliating with athletics, to have a age category of EMA athletes within their clubs. That the circular says each club now should have at least a minimum of 5 athletes under 15, a minimum of 10 athletes under 20, and then the rest could be any age, which is in line with the vision Yethu. Those young athletes that we have identified. Let me take, for instance, if Club X an athlete that is promising at the age of 18 years now, and in 4 years to come, 2028, there are Olympics in Los Angeles. And then thereafter, the next Olympics are in 2032, which means the 18-year-old now, if you 8 years from now, still developing the athlete, surely you will have athletes by that would be age 26 or 28 by then, who will now be competing with the women in the international stage. So that's the target that we are trying to pursue as a federation, by having age categories in all the divisions. The under 15 would link to the under 20, and the other 20 would then go to the senior squads.
I've got another question related to issues of coaches and how you've, managed to graduate some of the coaches in different levels. But maybe for now, one or two questions relating to what you want to achieve this year as an association, as a federation.
Mhlambe nje ngosi umbuto kungaba kubuta ukuthi siyeva noma sibonile over the years ukuthi kuma athletics bedominate kakhulu cishe naba bema short distances nginvile last year ngikhuluma indzaba yema long distances for instance nje even nale cross country nayo ingabe this year it's in the priority nokuthi mhlambe singabona yini more of ama athletes la gijima ku long distance ahamba aya ngaphandle ayo compete.
Surely, if you look at the program yet we are this Saturday, the longest distance is 5,000 meters, and 3,000 also. Now, we have purposely identified ongelama athletes la awadiwe ku cross country finals la bega kule age category under 20, between 15 and 20, and if you recall, lapho bes award from 1 to 5. And from those athletes, we have called them to be part of the competition on Saturday, so that we make sure that we could see they participate whether in the 1,500 or 3,000 or 5,000, because our target is to make sure that we accommodate all our athletes, especially in Nalawalinda and mid and long distance running. And not only that, we are starting that now. If you recall last year, for the first time, we have participated as a country in the Durban International Marathon as a regional championship. And we have taken some athletes there. And we are going back even in April this year. We'll be having athletes, which will be announcing them soon, that will be representing the country in the Durban International Marathon, which we are pushing them to also participate and see whether they can go out and represent Lelive kuma big stages like the World Championships or the Olympics. Now ngakhumbula nje master kuma Olympics in Paris last year bese kuphelile lokuthi simikise athlete anyhow, but World Athletics bekasitshelile ukuthi we can, if we don't have a straight qualifier, we can only take athlete le yenda 800 or marathon or 100 meters. Hence, Kwamba Sbusiso, because after the ranking, it was only Sbusiso Matsenjwa that ranked high ule category. But now, the fact that in the Olympics, World Athletics was saying you can bring a marathoner as long as Africa category no manga qualify. So now that helps us get to make sure we would see even in long distance. Now we are pushing, and we are happy that we are seeing our athletes. If you recall, in Bube Marathon, we had an Eswatini that now won the Bube Marathon, besides being a first in Eswatini, but was a really gold champion in the Bube Marathon. We are getting there slowly, but surely. We hope that's where our genes are. Let us also have the long distance and see good things as bigger people. So we hope my athletes and make sure and participate in the big stages.
Nice one, Ngos. Last one before we let you go, just in less than 30 seconds. Let's talk about the issue of coaches. And I think development is very key. I think towards the end of last year, October, November, there was a huge group of coaches that you handed over certificates. Now, what are we saying? How many coaches are we saying that we have in the country? Have you managed to dispatch them in different parts of the country to make sure that not only are we effective within Bawani Manzini in corridor, but tikona thinking gym and hlangan, tikona thinking gym kuphi, but we want to make sure that everywhere we are catered.
Definitely we are. As also towards the end of last year, we graduated coaches which were coming from schools. And before that, we had meetings with the REOs and the principals from these schools, because the target here is to make sure that some of the Kolwa, they become clubs so that we can have athletes and focus to those schools ukuthi bakhone ukuthi ama-athletes la kule Kolwa lethu abe develop. Otherwise, we are working towards that, and we are happy ukuthi we have also met and we are continuing with school sports kuenda siqiniseko ukuthi siyawa revival ama-sports even through the school sports, and there's a very good working relationship. I don't know whether it's because president from school sports is Zakele and president from athletics is Zakele. Maybe there's that, but we are working towards that to make sure we produce the athletes that we used to as a country through school sports.
Your athletes are watching right now. They're asking for the schedule on Saturday. What's the plan? What's happening? The starting point? Are we paying for an entrance? Rather, are we paying for competition? What's the schedule like? Are they aware of where they're supposed to meet and what the starting time?
Thank you for that. Athletes, we are expecting them to be at Mavuso by 8:30 because there are logistics involved. And we are expecting them by then. My clubs are athletes race numbers clubs, they know how to acquire that. But otherwise, all athletes my parents, my families are there free kungena support labantwana kuze stokhona kubambisana as a country. Otherwise, it's free kungena emavuso by 8:30 isicelo ngema-athletes abakhona so that 9 o'clock iprogram yethu ibe seyiqala.
Baphathane Nkosi.
In terms of
kuregister mhlambe bo ID ma passport certificate
athe lokuthi asikhombisa vele ukuthi age yakhe ingilele siyifunako lokuthi watalwa any day any month in 2007, between 2007 and 2009. So sicela sibasiphathele whether a passport, ID or certificate sektalwa, that would identify lo muntu ukuthi vele i-age category yakhe.
Siba kakhulu Nkosi, ngicabanga ukuthi lo mbuto wokugcina master ubudela umfana wakhe junior master ngasifuna kuba khona ngemgcibelo wathalwa vele nga 2007, so utamphathisa kahle. Siba kakhulu Nkosi. I think on Saturday this is also a confirmation that as a Eswatini TV we keep ensuring that you get the information. We'll be there Nkosi for the coverage and to see the excitement and the fans as well. Ngicabanga ukuthi they are welcome to be part of the day as well at the venue. Thank you very much for your time Nkosi. Good night. All right. That is Zakele Dlamini, the Eswatini Athletic of Eswatini president, just giving us a rough explanation of what to expect this coming weekend as they begin the selection of the athletes for the Region 5 come June in Namibia. And this is also to get a chance to know what they're trying to do as an association leading to what can we expect in 2025. This is something we'll be doing for all type of sporting codes, be it boxing, swimming, trying to understand that this is a new year. What can we expect? Ngos.
Yeah, I think Fabrice siyeva kukli nalokuthi lama athletes more especially latabe kule weekend angenela yona lama qualifiers le age group I think kukli from 2007 to 2009 ngicabanga ukuthi njoba ashido last year kwaphuma mhlambe yakhokha iathletics Eswatini ukuthi ema teams njoba ashido ukuthi kusukela under 15 kumele lokungenani babe nabadlali bama under 15 labama under 20. I think logo for development of the sport lele ngihlale singikhuluma ngako la sekushumayela yinhle kuhle kakhulu. Yes mhlambe isivile ndlebe etsithe ukuthi akhona amaqembu la ngakuvisisi logo, but I think for kudevelopa kahle ama-athletes kuyadzingeka lokho ukuthi kube khona.
We can't wait. Saturday, it's an update that we'll be giving you next week, Thursday, to how the full details of the event would have unfolded. Now, moving on, let's just give a full focus to this young talented Kayla Zwane. When you talk about an athlete, or rather someone who is involved in a sporting code, as young as 13 and being coached by her dad, her father, that is Meshach Zwane, a well-known face in the golf industry, and we're hoping that this is the future in the sport. This is the future Nobuhle, and every parent should be encouraged to learn from this, be it a different sporting code that your child is practicing. Take a look at this.
My name is Kayla Zwane. I'm 14 years old. I school at Scarborough High School.
Kayla, why golf?
I don't know what to say, but actually, I fell in love with the sport, and also, I think it's teaches me more to be patient and calm, and also I learn a lot of lessons about life with golf.
Okay, you are a young lady. What are your dreams in the sport? What do you want to achieve in the sport?
Okay, with golf, I wanna achieve a lot, but mostly I wish to play in the top 5 world lady golfers. Yeah.
Talking about the top 5 lady golfers, we have, of course, our own lady golfer, Nobuhle, who runs a junior tournament currently. First and foremost, did you play the tournament, Nobuhle's tournament, and how did it go?
I did play Nobuhle's tournament and it went quite well. I actually came first place in the ladies division, and mostly I enjoy that because that's the most part about golf. Yeah.
Tell us about Nobuhle. How inspiring is she? Do you want to get to a level or even beyond?
Yeah, okay, for me, I want to be beyond her. And also, okay, I'm inspired about the work she's doing because she also started golf at a young age. She would work very hard. So, yeah, I'm also inspired to see if I work hard now, maybe one day my results will pay off.
Talking about Nobuhle and her as inspirations, she also started learning golf through her father. We see you are also starting to learn golf through your dad. Tell us more about your dad.
Okay, there's a lot I can say, but mostly my dad is a hardworking man. He's pushed me a lot for the past 2 years, actually, and with him, I think I can achieve all the things I want, because one thing about my dad, whatever he wants to produce, he makes sure he produces perfectly. So yeah, he's a hardworking man.
Okay, talking about producing and being perfectly, you've played also senior tournaments. Just tell us about the tournaments that you have played so far, the senior tournaments here at the Golf Club and even outside this golf club, and how did they go?
The senior tournament has been very, very, very tough. Looking at the number of old men and old women playing the competitions, it brings a lot of pressure for me. But mostly, I've learned a lot from those competitions. My game has improved with those competitions, and I'm very grateful of them.
All right, we have juniors. We have Mongi that is in South Africa. I think we also have DC's son is also in South Africa at the golf school. What are your wishes? Do you want to also follow their footsteps? You are still 14 and probably as you are growing, go to a golf school and continue with your golf?
Yes, I do wish to follow their footsteps. Okay, entering a golf school would really help me a lot because I think the competition there is very high, and it will teach me to compete more and play a very great game. So, yeah, I do wish to follow their footsteps.
Okay, golf courses. We've got about 7, if not a little bit less, golf courses in the country. Which golf course is your favorite and why?
Yeah, let me say Raswazi.
It's a beautiful message. Master, we're talking about when we were listening to the interview, I was actually asking you this personal question. Would see Segelo, your son, what are you imparting him in terms of inspiring him? Would see he should practice the sport to this level. I think it's a message, Master. Would see lapang level. But they should encourage their kids, their children. They should, yeah.
Ngenhlanhla Fabrice besikhuluma yena off air. Umntwana uyam emparisha, uyam encourage.
Okay.
Umnakekele noma umbonise, awumfoseleli
Of the sport,
yes, awumfoseleli because kunenvo batala bese bayenta itolo ngibene lithuba ngakhuluma nalomnye former teacher wami.
Okay.
Wakhuluma indzaba yebantwana ukuthi umntwana tifundweni nasemakhonweni wenta kanjani, so ngicabanga ukuthi kusimple kanjalo uyambonisa
now simvile Eswatini. I want us now to listen to the parent, because senginako ukucabanga ukuthi asesive umntari ukucala before utewe namasa ukuthi nawe umntari, yes, but I want to hear the father himself explaining why he's giving the entire time to the daughter to practice the sport. Nasibuya Staitega. Meshach Zwane, a well-known figure in the golf industry, talking about how he's imparting the knowledge to the daughter, Eswatini.
Of course, Kyla is my daughter, my second born. Actually, I'm trying to help her out because she's got interest in the sport, and she's putting the time and so I see a big chance I can help her out as a parent and also as her coach. Not only her, there are others. It's just that she's pushing me. I think she's taking advantage. I'm a parent. Otherwise, we are looking at actually producing the next Nobuhle. And we are very lucky as a country to have Nobuhle because it's easier for the kids to have less Tombe, less Patsegago. So as a country, we are very lucky. So we're also taking that advantage. And also the fact that Nobuhle is very close to the kids. All the kids, they actually talk to her directly and she's guiding them. And I think it's also another thing that is pushing them to even practice more and better. But again, I have a dream also. You know what, as a country, South Korea produced the best golfers, my ladies, in the world. We can actually look at that window. Maybe as a country we can produce, because now, like I said, we have Nobuhle. So she's inspiring a lot of girls. And also population again. If you look at the population, you have like 65% of the population are ladies and 35% men. So it says something. So we need to do something. We cannot keep depriving the ladies. And also, I've got 3 girls. So again, the ratio, yes, so if we can invest in girls, so we need sponsors. We need people with bigger hearts in the sport. And I believe Nobuhle is not only just doing it through the foundation. Her foundation will also try and get even leadership in the country in the future, so that because she's got the passion, and we get people like Boatahon to come on board, because those people they even produced us Boatahon. So it says something. We have the right people. It's just that we are not using them. We need people like that. But Eswatini, I mean to say, potential for us to produce the best ladies in the country, Calvin, is there. But we just need to sit down and start talking about it, and also produce my ladies like Lofana Bokala, so that by inspire even Labanya Labalanzalago, they're going to be better. Yes.
Okay, program yako as a coach or even as babwake, it's in ama objective, it's in the goal. So 2025 nyalo, ngiyabekisa ufuna ukuthi Kyla probably adlale ama-mark lamangaki awine ngaki wabe top 10. What's the goal? What's the program, the overall program to make sure lokuthi vele uba sharpened? Ukhulume ngokuthi uyafisa kuya golf school njalo umongi. Is that part of the program as well? It's in vele the program yakho ngaye.
Well, i-program yami Eswatini 2025. We want to break through some barriers. I believe we're going to export the talent to Mpumalanga. I've chosen Mpumalanga because it's close by. So she's going to be playing more tournaments in Mpumalanga than at home because of the competition. And then again, talking of Bumongi, they still it's not a product yet. Luckily now they are still close. They're working together. And then again, I see another great thing that we must appreciate as a country. Ngonyeni started a golf academy, and we must look at that. Let's not compete against them. Let's work with them because if you imagine, I mean, I start people like Bomongi, and then Bokaila and others, labanye professionals that went through my hands. And then kind of but you can even relate to, you know, they're close by, and and the coaches I think they're going to be helpful. So I would urge the country to look at this and thank Ngonyeni and also support Ngonyeni, what they've done to put up the Golf Academy. I think it's a great initiative as a country. I mean, I'm very happy. I think if support as a country, we can even produce more stars instead of competing with them. I think they came at the right time, and if we can channel through them, because the thing is, as a country, what will happen? The outsiders, I mean, people, foreigners, they will bring their kids and produce stars, and then you'll be left without producing stars. So we just need to be very careful in the beginning that we don't create a competition. We need to work with them and support them. Manager as a coach, personally, I think I will try and work with them and see, and then try and push my students towards them. And then obviously, if they see where I'm not a threat, they're going to start working with me, and then we start producing more and more.
Thank you for your time, Coach.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great message, of course, coming from a well-known figure in the golf industry in the kingdom, Meshach Eswatini, and then a great message towards the end, highlighting that he's willing to work towards supporting every child that is willing to excel the sport. He focuses on development, so charity begins at home. By giving all the attention to the daughter, it will also help him to also make sure that other kids out there are shining in the sport. Great interview by our sports team, the Taribo Bembe and Patisvi. What's your take on that, Master?
Ngicala ngana kulagcina ngako Fabrice ukhuluma kakhulu ngekubambisana nama academies nayo nje le recently ivuliwe eNgonyeni usho ukuthi kumele sinake kakhulu because as asho nje kutawuchamka ama foreigners afake bamvana babo bathi babafakele labantwana babo sithi thina sicabanga ukuthi basinabo labantwana uve kuthiwa umntwana somelela mhlawumbe eSouth Africa noma somelela iZambia akasasiwa la Eswatini sekulahlekile lelo talenta lelo kanti mhlawumbe khona lesikuinvestile if mhlawumbe bonke labo coach bebangaba umcomvo munye bacabanga ekufana naye Meshach I think bekukhona libe singakuproducer kunaka ke Fabrice italenta lelisencane I think iinvestment ngihlale ngisho awukuboni kulomnyaka mhlambe the first 2-3 years ukubona ku long term ukuthi uyatilana nga invest buka kunobuhle nobuhle ibi product yakhe Meshach I think uthina kahle liphasa acabanga mongi the young golfer lo South Africa iproduct yakhe uthina kahle lababuka labadlali laba incumbi yabo nakahle lababuka uyabona ukuthi kuyamotivate ukuthi atowenda even better ekukhuliseni nabadlali abasebancane.
Now we've talked about this young girl Kyla Eswatini, about how good she is in the sport. She did also talk about herself and what she wanted to achieve. But let's take a look at her top 5, some of the moments that our camera team that managed to, get on the screen, and some of the questions they managed also to get out of her. Let's take a look at this.
Favorite golfer, Charlie or Nobulte?
For me, it's Charlie Howe.
Favorite golf course?
Raul Swazi, sorry.
Favorite club in your bag?
My driver.
Favorite shot?
It's the driver also.
Favorite golf ball?
Titleist Poverty.
I like that. She's already 13 and she can tell you what she has as her favorite in the sport. Now, we can't wait to see other sporting codes, also parents and other athletes who are coming doing the same when it comes to giving justice. Now, let's move on. Let's talk about where we want to head as a country. Do we have a facility that we can call a high-performance center in the upcoming years? Can we also see some of our local athletes going as far as, international stage and achieve what we want them to achieve, which is podium finish, using our own facility? We had a sit-down interview with Maxwell Jere, the Olympic Movement Chief Executive Officer, and this is what he had to say.
Lokhumbula lokuthi kulomhlangano lomkhulu lesiphuma kuwo la khona besine AGM yethu mhla ka-15 December kulomnyaka lophelile. I-board nayibeka noma ibika umbiko wayo i-report kuyo i-membership saveta lapho kwekuthi kulesikhathi mhlambe lesiya kuso ikakhulu sibuke tema-Olympics letako nga-2028 eLos Angeles. Sinaso lesifiso sekuthi sizame kudilisha ngale challenge le sisolo sinayo la eveni yenza ba ima-facilities noma kushoda kwawo nje ima-sporting facilities. Sitowati ke kwekuthi la kalobamba la sinemahhovisi ethu siphindze sibe ne-Olymp Africa Center lenawo ima-sporting facilities lahlukahlukene lafaka ekhathi bo-netball, bo-volleyball, i-tennis, i-table tennis, i-basketball ne-box. Sizamile lokuthi upgrade lama-facilities la khona lama-courts la khona nje la existing siwa-renovatile noma siwa-resurfaceile. Siphindze sachubeka sayenda improvement kuwo nje lama-structures lamanye lahambisana nayo le-center. Lokunye ke lokumcoka kungukuthi abekhona ima-reforms leswendile kuyo i-administration yale center la khona sagcine simcashile umuntu lesithi ngu-center director lesithemba lokuthi unawo lama prerequisite skills nale experience kwekuthi ayiranishe kahle le center. Sifiso sethu ke lesikhona lana kungukuthi sinaso lesifiso sekuthi ekugcinene sigcine sikhonile kuyi-upgrade i-Olymp Africa Center igcine i-high performance center lesitoba nayo la eveni. Loko sikushiso ngalokuthi lama-facilities noma lama-sporting facilities lesisikavela khona ayakhona lokuthi asinikete leyo platform yekuthi sibe sesiyakhona loku-improve kuwo. Nalokuthi ke yona lenzawo vele i-centered kahle nawubuketa nje i-geographic location yalana kalobamba. So sinalo ke lelithemba ukuthi sisachubeka mhlawumbe nawo ima-partners ethu vele lesifiso sethu noma le vision sitogcine si-achievile. Sitochubeka ke netinhlelo letinye ngeke time sitokhumbula ke ukuthi kuba khona ama-athletes ama-top athletes ethu lesivamise kwaniketa ema-scholarships. Sitochubeka ke naleyo program leyo la khona labo lesibabukile kwekuthi mhlawumbe bayogcine basimelele le eLos Angeles na-2028 sibathathe baye kuma-high performance centers outside the country. Labanyenti ke babo iplan yethu kungukuthi batobe bala ePitoli high performance center sibese mhlawumbe sesiphindze senda lokungazange kuke kwendiwe previously la khona sitothatha 2 noma babe bathathu lesiyoba place kuma high performance centers e-Europe. Lokho ke sikwendiswa kungukuthi sizama kwekuthi lamathuba siwavule lawo ukuthi bakhone lokukhompyutha in a highly competitive environment nekukhompyutha nje kuma competitions la internationally recognized. So siyathemba ke ukuthi eventually lobamba sizokhona ukuthi si realize lokuthi abe i high performance center.
Order KFC on WhatsApp +268 7833 5151.
Great message, of course, coming from Maxwell Chair, the Eswatini Olympic Commonwealth Games Association CEO, the Chief Executive Officer. Yes, the details are being highlighted. We want to see at the end of the sport in the kingdom coming to a success. We want podium finish. But let's talk about this issue, Master, as having a high-performance center. Now, for the viewer, what's a high-performance center? A high-performance center, it's where you can take your athlete and there is all the necessary, requirements, well catered. You've got all the details where you can gym, you can exercise, which means once you're out of the, high-performance center, you can actually go and compete, be it regionally, continentally, and worldwide, and be able to get a podium finish. Can we do that, Master? Can Nobamba, the Olympic Center, provide that, as you say, in the near future?
I think leli goal Fabrice bangal achieve the vision uyayiva ukuthi vele la Eswatini City high performance center. So it's high time sende yona high performance center. It's possible ukuthi kalobamba ibe khona high performance center. Ngicabanga ukuthi kutawudzinga ukuthi babambisane na sports council because kuyamthinza sport council, kuyamthinza yoga for development of athletes ethu. Inqumbi athletes ethu sikhuluma nje ukuthi bonke mahlalelo sePitoli high performance center. Sibusiso uye from time to time bekaya kuPitoli aya overseas. Bosmanga bonke la. So kutasinika enough pool ma athletes ukuthi abe khona la Eswatini na lawo langaka akhona khamba ngaphandle nalokunye ke Fabrice lengimvila highlighter yena Maxwell ukuthi some of them athletes are overseas for yona labo high performance center because ema facility awafanani if ema athletes ethu khona ukuthi ayibo overseas atayithola leyo platform ukuthi athole enough training ngicabanga ukuthi yinvo lenhle lo nokuthi ke lama scholarships aka yoga this time around ataba nebadlala cishe babancane because sibonile previously ukuthi inqumbi yabo bekubadlala lasebakhulile labe bathola wona lama scholarship if nje ndawubekisa kunebadlali laba nabo 15 16 17 18 lobona ukuthi lona nangasithola le scholarship kukhona mhlambe la ngakwenda in 2-3 years time kuma Olympics.
Beautiful stuff. We can't wait to see that happening in the kingdom. Now, we've witnessed rains recently, and it's a blessing. But on the other note, Gubeno Monagaro, in different parts of the country, we saw what happens in terms of roads, schools, and a lot of things have happened, and the rains rather, were actually causing havoc in different parts of the country. But what about the sports fraternity? How much effect it has the rains have had on the sports fraternity? Mostly, let's start with golf, because there are some of them who have been affected. This is Peter Dlamini here at the Mbabane Golf Club, highlighting how the golf course so far, it's not, the attendance is not as is expected because golfers could not practice their sport as usual.
Lana kulamalanga litulu liyana kakhulu ingabe egolf course ni affecta kanjani lemvula lena kangaka kulamalanga
kakhulu ngoba bese kusasebenteki uyakhatha utholakala ukuthi in 2 days time sekukhulile kani nalingani uthola sukhatha once a week. So now we have to cut twice a week and the greens every day.
Okay, the greens every day. Ingabe in terms of siyathi makufika ngabo lesihlanu umgcibelo lisonto la golfing kuba nema tournaments. Ayakhanselwa ayadlala ngabe nje simo nje sihamba njani nje lokule mvula.
Kuyadlaleka nedi nje ukuthi the sad part is lama rough asikhona kwakhatha because wona uthola ukuthi abanalamanti and lesigulumba nasihamba la Rafini uthola ukuthi sesiyadamaja, so uthola ukuthi sesiwakhatha once a week not twice a week. We can't afford to cut them twice a week because kusuke kumandi.
Lokunye lokudlalako la eGalvin kunaku kuthiwa ama-bunkers la kunemhlabathi khona. Ingabe nikumanage njani lokhu imvula ina siyadlothisa kuba ne-river sand la ngekhathi ayiwasheki yini? How are you managing the bunkers lokulina kangaka?
Iyawasheka and kubese kubita lokuthi iphindze siwakhe kabusha sifake nesihlabathi, so bese ngeta netindleko lebesingakade budgeted. And nalokuthi nje some holes bese akusadlaleki angibekiseke number 7 uthola ukuthi sowumandi wonke abantu sebabuka nje la ngathi kumandi kangcono khona. So kuba likhuni vele naselina njalo endlaleni nangayo ukuthi lina every day kuye kube ngcono ukuthi at least line once in 3 days kuba ngconywana.
Kokugcina yini longa advise abantu labarana ama-tournament eGaluva la Kangwane in terms of the rules playing under wet weather? Ungaba advisor uthini wena ezilamalanga aqhubeka?
Kuthi nje vele asemukele lokuthi sonke simo sema-golf course asisiso lesikahle, and ngalomthetho weGaluva uthi golf course ifune ize yome, but site lesikhathi sokuthi singema i-golf course ize yome because onke lama-golf course arana ngayo le mali yema-green fees. We have ukuthi sidlale kungakomi.
Now, this is to highlight that golf courses are not the only sporting facility that are being affected, Master. You did pay a visit to Olympia Africa, Lobamba, and you did see some heavy rains and the water, full of on the courts and Gulukuni, Master, for some of the teams. Some of the football games have been cancelled. Itoro Galanga, Young Forest United was cancelled. But to clear that, it was due to heavy rains, not to say the rains affected the pitch. Yeah. Lomonagaro, Master, even what it goes, in the future, what it does to the facility,
Fabrice, I think i-facility nje lesinayo la eMbabane Golf Club, Mbabane Golf Club, siyathi ukuthi iGaluva vele isikhathi esiningi ayidlaleki nangabe linile as ubona ukuthi la kule cause umonakalo omkhulu kanganani lo wendiwe ngelolitulo, so bekulukhuni ukuthi wona ama-golfers adlale la. Ngicabanga ukuthi vele bekugcina ukuthi lama activities
lapho wanyathela nje inyawo
liyangena ya buka lamantu ukuthi eme kanjani. So kulukhuni Fabrice cishe tonke letindzawo Mbabane njengoba ngishilo Mbabane Golf Club nakalobamba I think onke lama courts cause siyathi ukuthi incumbi yalama sports ladlalelwa kulama sports lawa vele adzinga kakhulu ukuthi lamanti angabi khona. So incumbi yalama activities throughout letimvula akaqhubeki. Lama courts ke vele siyathi ukuthi kuma games lafana nabo tennis lafana nabo netball bo volleyball vele yaba manti le court akudlaleki including nabo bo basketball.
What a disaster. But let's hope that we'll be back to normal. It's a blessing that we had rains, but when it gets to this level where we can't use the facilities, it is also quite, damaging. Now, this is supposed to be a high-performance center. Then it remains a big question. Then how do you have a high-performance center that cannot avoid a situation?
Kabangile high-performance center itawusita because I want to believe ukuthi kule high-performance center stabana even indoor facility.
Okay.
Yes.
To ensure that we are covered from the rains. Now, talking about challenges we have as a country, this is the Eswatini Football Association Technical Director, Boy Mkonda, saying that what we've witnessed recently with the national team, we failed to qualify for CHAN. What's happening with our football clubs, where now teams are not being taken care of, players are not actually happy where they are. He believes that if we are not calling for football in Daba, this thing will just get out of our hands. Let's listen to Mr. Mkonda giving us what he thinks should be done in the near future.
Order KFC on WhatsApp +268 7833 5151.
singavele sisho ukuthi umthelela sokuvele ukhona. Siwabonile ama-club ahamba ka-Africa Cup, insingisini, sayibona nembabane salo sika-Africa Cup. Babuya namagoli inqumbi. Bobabili badliwa nga-8-0 aggregate. Umthelela vele lokhomba ukuthi khona la kunenkinga khona ebholeni. Ne-national team akusiyo lehlala kahle. Ma-youth teams akusiyo lehlala kahle. So kusho ukuthi khona vele lapho kunenkinga khona. Ngisho ukuthi kuyafuneka ngilawuthi banikati bebhola. Ngaba ngi-PLE, ngaba ngi-IFA, ma-regions, kuyadinga sesihlale phasi sibonisane ukuthi ilahleke kuphi, singakulungisa njani.
Mhlambe kuloko especially njengoba usho ukuthi kuma-cup games sorry, bese sesifaka nanayo ama-teams besathi kadzeni ukuthi i-national team uyakha nge-big 3 featuring lawo ma-teams bomunene then ama-forces kancane. Lokhu lokwentekayo unyaka mhlambe ku-long term ku-3 years, ku-4 years, ku-5 years yini lokutawendeka nekuthi-ke nasibuka mhlambe yini labangakwenta ngcono kule simo lesikhona njenyaka more especially kulabadlali because affecteka abadlali.
Ngicabanga ukuthi i-answer yinye la. Siyibhola nangithi banikati bebhola. Kuneluhla FIFA lasinika lona. Funa sibiyele kulo nje. Kuthiwa i-club licensing system. I-club licensing system cishe tonkana letinkinga lesibhekene nato ebholeni. Ngaba imali, ngaba kwakha abadlali, ngaba kwakha abocoach, ngaba kwakha ama-administrators la strong. Konke kukhona lapha ku-club licensing. So kungaba ukuthi nje siyacabanga ukuthi banikati bebhola njalo babona ukuthi cha vele akuhlale kahle standard isiphasi batayibuka le club licensing.
Mhlambe kwegcina kulimata kangakanani-ke kutasilimata kangakanani kule sithombe sethu kulokwentekayo ukuthi badlali ngaphandle bababukele bafisa kuthina abadlali eSwatini, but nabeva ukuthi kunetinkinga leti kanjena abadlali abajima emathimini abo, badlali abaholi, badlali bahamba baye egemini, bahlangane ngalelo langa kuloko ku-international labafuna ukuthenga abadlali lapha ekhaya kutasilimata kangakanani exporteni badlali.
Sekusilimete vele ngoba nangabuka ne-stadium sekude bantu. Kuthi umlo ngasuka ekhaya ubukela umlati wokuthi akakajima. So kuyayilimata ibhola lokho. Nje kungagcina sekuhambise naleti sponsor. Ngicabanga ukuthi vele ubuta kahle ukuthi into lefuna kusukunyelwa edulo masinyane. International ke vele bavele nje babuke league yenu babona ukuthi awungathi iyagula ababuki nekubuka. Shothi ngame amagama ayashabalala emathuba nzima ngabathatha badlali bethu ngaphansi.
Now, in the interest of time, that is Boy Pisamkhona, Technical Director, Football Association, in one interview, sit-down interview with our in-house analyst, Linda Dlamini, just to get to know where are we standing as a country. Talking about the country, we're heading to one of the biggest weekend, the fixture. We're coming to the conclusion of the first round. Let's take a look at some of the games to expect on the weekend, Master. There's a game that will decide who walks away with the first round carrot. Remember, against Royal Leopards, both are former champions. What's your take quickly, Master? Who goes away?
Yeah, Fabrice, lena ilikhulu kakhulu Fabrice. Ilikhulu kakhulu. Ungamangali na utawubona i-draw kule game le. But itabe imnanzi entertaining game lesi anticipateile. But ngicabanga ukuthi nalamanye ama games la babana Highlanders ezulwini siyathi ukuthi babana Highlanders
number 9 and number 11.
Yes. so nawo le fixture lesingayigadza
Pirates, Caleb, umsebenzi wakhe wokuqala.
yes Caleb kuMoneni Pirates versus Rangers ngicabanga ukuthi team lengeke uze uyithathele pass sawubona ukuthi yena Caleb ufuna kudlala yiphi ibhola kuMoneni Pirates against yona iRangers. Swallows Ilovo iwinile ku Sisonke over the weekend iyodlala number 1 Swallows le Caleb pass so ngicabanga ukuthi nayo le game leyo imcwa kakhulu. Young Buffaloes itawufuna ku catch up nawo ema teams lalapha eTulu idlala ne team leliphasa ekugcineni imadlenge levamisa kuyihlupha but sibonile ukuthi last season saviola that goal lelenda kusanga celebrate wakora so sibet sisonke sikhale pass sibet ikhale pass so nabo bobabili batawufuna ukuthi this coming weekend bathole lokungenani point.
Wow, it's a bumper weekend. We can't wait to what will be taking place over the weekend. We'll come back here on Monday with a different program known as Lipo Eswatini. We have the champions, or rather the first round carrot winners under the MTN Premier League. Who knows? It will be also a chance maybe to know if Marandi Chiefs, who are already the first round carrot champions, to know if they will be able to get their money. Let's wait for Monday. Until we meet again, myself, Linda Dlamini, the entire crew that brought you the show, and Eswatini TV, together with the title sponsor, KFC Eswatini, Kanjaro nje na 2025. Sidlala kamnanzi.
Eswatini TV has signed a code of conduct that is enforced by the Eswatini Communications Commission. We are committed to reporting news that is accurate, comment that is fair, and programming that does not amount to hate speech or the description of gratuitous violence or explicit sex. For any complaints of our programming, please contact us on 2411-9600 or email info@eswatinitv.co.za. You can also contact the Eswatini Communications Commission on 2406-7000 or write a letter to ECCOM on PO Box 7811 Mbabane. Email address is info@ecom.org.sz.